Morning, Elevation Health friends and family, and happy 4th of July. It is a holiday today, but I'm home and I'm thinking about our upcoming workshop. And I'm so thankful and so grateful for our freedom and the nation that we have and the history behind it and our culture and all that we have and all the opportunities that we have to continue to learn and grow and make good decisions and the things that we love and that we value. And one of them is good health, optimal health, and freedom from sickness and disease, and freedom to make good healthcare decisions, out of our values. And some of these values are very, very near and dear to my heart because it's just like these things affect your family; they affect my family as well. One of the things that has affected my family, in particular my mother-in-law, is Alzheimer's disease. And so this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. And I want to share some things with you today that are of crucial importance, needs to be on your radar. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, who do you know that needs to heal their broken brain? If no one's asked you that yet, I'm asking you. And you may know somebody, whether it's yourself or family member, friend, loved one, whoever it is. I'm glad that you're joining me today because in this episode, we're going to be discussing 5 early signs and symptoms of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. We're going to talk about the most critical factors when it comes to understanding and avoiding this terrible disease. And this is very, very important because it's something that I see currently affecting the majority of families that I meet these days. And many of you, my patients, included in this, some of which is genetic, but much of it is preventable with early intervention. Statistically, 1 out of 9 people over the age of 65 and 1 out of 2 over 85 are diagnosed with it. So, as with all diseases, if you're not doing something to prevent it, usually we're on our way to being diagnosed with it at some point. The problem with Alzheimer's is it's a neurological disease that affects the connections between your brain cells, and it makes the brain cells deteriorate. And over time, the condition worsens. It affects normal daily activities, things that we normally do, like getting dressed and feeding ourselves. And these simple tasks start to wither away. The science shows that there are some genetic factors as a cause, yes, but most people are unaware of how significant the factor is when it comes to lifestyle to either turn those genes on or turn them off. So the degenerative process that causes Alzheimer's disease, we know it affects memory, reasoning, thinking skills, and it causes confusion, forgetfulness, and many other issues. Right now, studies and science show that there's no cure for the disease. So really the only option that we can discuss here today is just how to slow it and how to manage its progression and maintain quality of life as much as possible. A lot of Alzheimer's symptoms just appear to be a part of normal aging, like forgetting is one example. But it's one of the earliest and most important signs of Alzheimer's disease because by the time these symptoms worsen, it's just too late. So here's 5 of the most common signs of a potential problem that could quickly point to the beginning of dementia or Alzheimer's disease. And obviously, number 1 is memory problems. And this is the most common symptom: forgetting important dates, events, or having to write little sticky notes all over the house to remember a task that you could usually handle. And again, this is one of the things that we used to see with my mother-in-law. Every time we'd go up and visit her, stickies would be everywhere. And that's just not normal. The second most common factor is problem-solving troubles. And when planning becomes difficult for somebody, it takes hours to do something like follow a simple recipe or add up a few numbers. Again, there should be cause for great concern. And we noticed that, again, we used to go up to my mother-in-law's for Christmas every year. And every year she would go overboard, getting gifts for the kids and packing and cooking. And this went on for about 15 years. Well, toward the end, she just wasn't able to do it anymore. She would just have a meltdown trying to keep up with doing what she would normally be able to do. And we noticed this, and that's when we realized something is very wrong and getting worse very rapidly. Number 3, struggling with normal tasks, doing things like laundry, driving to the store, even getting dressed in the morning. These are all examples of how simple tasks just become very difficult for people who are developing Alzheimer's. Number 4 is losing track of time and place. I remember Yvette, my wife, she got a call from the police who found my mother-in-law pulled over on the side of the road, who, at the time she couldn't find her way back from the grocery store. So when a person can't remember how they got to the store, what day, what year, what time it is, when they begin to confuse the present with the past, this is of obvious concern, and it's a serious concern. And then number 5 is messing up words. If you're in the middle of a sentence, if you're speaking or writing, someone may gradually begin to lose his or her place in a conversation. If you notice these things, repeating themselves, using odd words for things, just maybe struggle to follow along with the conversation. If somebody's normally an articulate and quick and lucid communicator, this is a huge warning sign. So these are just 5 of the most common signs and symptoms. There are others, but for our topic today, this is just what I wanted to cover with the time that we have. So if you notice any of these signs in yourself, family members, friends, loved ones, just like those we've discussed, then it's important to seek intervention as soon as possible, because these things don't get better by themselves and they don't stay the same. They just, with a condition like this, if intervention isn't taking place, then it just gets worse very rapidly. And then the other aspect is that even if you don't see these symptoms, remember what statistics are showing, that 1 out of 9 people over the age of 65, 1 out of 2 people over the age of 85 are developing this. So, if you're approaching anywhere in this realm of, in your 40s, 50s, 60s, remember, by the time a person has Alzheimer's, it's already 10 years in the making by the time it's diagnosed. So you want to get a jump start on this long before you start running into these things, right? So now is the time to learn about prevention strategies. Learn all you can about the Alzheimer's genes, how to suppress them from being expressed through proper lifestyle. So if you want to learn more about this, how to proactively address, manage, or slow down a brain deterioration condition like this, like we've been talking about, how to prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer, and even heart disease, how to double your energy, how to increase your mental clarity, be at this workshop. You're going to learn all about this and a whole lot more at our Healing Your Broken Brain workshop. It's coming up Tuesday, June 18th at 5:45. So register now. If you're sitting in the office, walk up to the front desk, put your name down, because seating is limited. If you want to bring friends, family members, guests, make sure you put their names down so we can hold a seat for them as well. Thank you for joining me today. I love and appreciate you. God bless.